Well, alright! Welcome back to As It Should Be, Paul Bertolino here, and well, it's time for another track versus track video, right? Because I haven't done enough of these, right? I haven't done like 1,000 track versus track videos. Well, it's been, 2 or 3 weeks, so hey, I'm overdue. But, actually, I was kind of excited to do a track versus track this time because I actually came up with a pretty good pairing that I thought this could be kind of interesting. Yeah, you already know what it is if you are literate, if you can read titles for videos, you already know what this is, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I am putting together 2 Beatle-related albums, 2 Apple label releases, and that is Paul and Linda McCartney's Ram album against the great Straight Up by Badfinger from 1972. Yeah, Ram from 71, Straight Up from 72. Arguably the finest albums by each. Yeah, I mean, I think most people, there's quite a legion of people who will tell you this is Paul McCartney's best post-Beatles record. And, I mean, I don't know if there's a single person walking this earth who would say that there's a Badfinger album better than this one. I mean, come on. This is just like... there's a song in here that describes this album. Perfection! Yes, that's right. Well, it's nearly perfection, but, yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn good. All right, so, yeah, both albums have 12 tracks. And I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Tally sheet. And we got Ram. Badfinger. All right. And I have my track lists on the back there because, as anybody who knows these albums knows, Ram doesn't have the tracks on the back, and Straight Up has them out of order in the back. So, all right. So let's get started. Track 1 on Ram is Too Many People. Oh, and of course that's one of the tracks that John Lennon thought that Paul McCartney was taking some digs at him, and he kind of was. Whoops. Great track, though. And that's against the opening track on Straight Up. Track number 1, which is Take It All. Woo! See? This is why I'm doing this. That's right out of the gate. That is some serious stuff. Whew! Man, I already have to kind of sit and think about this. Too Many People versus Take It All. You know what? I know what I'm going to pick. Take It All. Yeah. Too Many People is great, and this was not an easy win. But I'm going to Take It All. Take It All. Oh, man. A great piano ballad opener with that. It has that. It was recorded at some of it was recorded at Abbey Road Studio, and some of it was recorded at Air Studios, and it has that late 60s Beatles piano sound. I mean, distinctly that the piano sound that you hear on those 68, 69 Beatles records, that is what you hear on this. And just what an amazing vocal by Pete Ham, amazing song by Pete Ham, but Pete Ham, I'm going to say right here and now, was by far the best songwriter and the best vocalist in Badfinger. And they all wrote and they all sang. Except the drummer, I guess. But whose name I'm forgetting off the top of my head. And I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. All right. Okay, so anyway, so let's go to track 2. Track 2 on Ram is 3 Legs. 3 Legs. And that goes up against track number 2 on Straight Up. Baby Blue. You know what? That one's easy. You know what I'm going to pick. You know what I'm going to pick. Badfinger. Yes, Paul McCartney still has 0. 2 for 2 for Badfinger so far. Whew, that's crazy, because Ram, obviously, as we all know, is an absolute titan of an album. But if you guys don't know, so is this. Alright, so track number 3 on Ram is Ram On. Okay? And that goes up against track number 3 on Straight Up, which is Money. That's actually a little tough, but for different reasons. Ram On isn't a very substantial track. Ram On is one of those tracks that is good in the context of the album, but it's not much of a song, really. And, standing on its own, having to go up against something, I don't know. But Money really isn't one of my favorite songs on Straight Up, either. But, yeah, I'm going to give it to McCartney. And I need to start keeping tabs here. Sorry, I haven't kept tabs, but I know Badfinger has 2 and Ram has 1. Okay, so track number 4 on Ram, Dear Boy. Against track number 4 on Straight Up, which is Flying. Not to be confused with Flying by the Beatles from the Magical Mystery Tour soundtrack. Oh, no. The Flying on this album is 1,000 times better than that. It's actually a song, for one thing. But it also sounds like, to be honest, the Flying on this album sounds more like a Beatles track than the Flying on the Beatles album. So, there's that. But... oh, shit. I forgot. Now I have to choose one. Oh, goddamn. Dear Boy versus Flying. Oh, that's kind of rough. Dear Boy, Flying is really, really great. Again, that distinctly late 60s Abbey Road piano sound. I mean, absolutely, it's so clear. It has to be like the same piano that's on Lady Madonna or, on the White Album, on any of that stuff. It has that sound to it. Just a great kind of a haunting melody to it. It's really, really great. But man, you know what? I have to go with Dear Boy. Yeah, I have to go with Dear Boy. Well, Straight Up came out of the gate punching, but you know what? Now it's tied. Now it's a tie. All right. So track number 5. Track number 5 on Ram. Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. And that goes against track number 5 on Straight Up, which is I Die Babe. That's, yeah, that's a really good Joey Mullen track, written and sung by Joey. And, man, I Die Babe. Great track on this album. But I'm going to go McCartney on this one. Come on, Uncle Albert. Yeah, I recently learned via our Singles of the Year series with Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Voigt that there are actually people who dislike Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. Until we did our 1971 episode, I didn't know there was such a thing. I didn't know people like that existed. Who knew? Well, I'm not one of them, Uncle Albert. All right, so Ram is now in the lead. Okay, all right, so track number 6 on Ram is Smile Away. And that goes up against track number 6 on Straight Up. Name of the Game. Ooh. Man, great. Another great Pete Ham track. Ooh, that is tough. Because Smile Away is a really great, just straight-ahead guitar rocker from Paul. It sounds live in the studio. It just sounds like straight up live in the studio, just bashed out. Oh, man, but Name of the Game... it's just this gorgeous pop ballad by the great Pete Ham, the late great Pete Ham. I mean, pretty much everybody in Badfinger is the late great, except for Joey. But, oh, God, give me a second here. I have to think about this. Smile Away. Yeah, you know what? Come on. Badfinger. I'm giving that to Badfinger. Name of the Game. I really, really love Smile Away. It's just like I said, it's just really a great straight-ahead rock and roll track that just has that live in the studio vibe. But Name of the Game is a better song, a better production. It's just better. I hate to say it. Okay, all right. So track number 7. Track number 7 on Ram is Heart of the Country. Okay. And that goes up against track number 7 on Straight Up, which is Suitcase. Both slightly country-tinged tracks, openers for side 2. These are the side 2 openers for both of these. But you know what? This is actually pretty easy. I'm going with Heart of the Country. Yeah, because the reason why I'm going with Heart of the Country on this is because Suitcase is one of my least, definitely possibly my very least favorite song on the album. And it's not a bad track. There isn't a bad track on Straight Up. You can look, you can dig deep, you can look, get a magnifying glass and look as hard as you can, and you're not going to find a shit track on this. But there are lesser tracks. The Suitcase is one. Okay, so track number 8 on Ram is Hipster's Delight, Monkberry Moon Delight. Yeah, and that goes up against track number 8 on Straight Up, which is Sweet Tuesday Morning, which is another Joey Mullen song, like an acoustic. Yeah, just like an acoustic guitar and vocal kind of picking track. You know what? That's pretty easy. Monkberry Moon Delight. Yeah, Sweet Tuesday Morning is another one of the ones that I'm not as into. Well, Ram has really pulled into the lead here. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So number 9 on Ram, Eat It Home. Eat It Home. Now, Ram, just like Straight Up, not a bad track to be found, but there are lesser tracks, and Eat It Home is definitely one of the lesser tracks. And that goes against number 9 on Straight Up, Day After Day. Yeah, Badfinger got that. You kidding me? Badfinger Day After Day against Eat It Home by on Ram. That's not even a contest. It's almost sad. Okay, so track number 10 on Ram, Long-Haired Lady. Long-Haired Lady goes up against track number 10 on Straight Up, which is Sometimes. And that's kind of a bit more of a rocking track from Badfinger. Well, you know, I'm gonna go Badfinger on this. Long-Haired Lady is a good track, but I think I like Sometimes more. Man, they are tied again. Ram keeps pulling into the lead, and then Badfinger keeps coming up behind it again, and it keeps going into a tie again. All right. So track number 11 on Ram On Reprise. Yeah, Ram On. That's the second version of Ram On that's on this record. And that goes up against track number 11 on Straight Up is the song appropriately titled Perfection. Amazing track. And boy does it win. Oh boy does that win. I mean, come on. Perfection against Ram On Reprise. Come on. Anybody who knows these albums, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so that leaves us with the last track on track number 12 on Ram, which is the epic Backseat of My Car. Okay. And that goes up against track number 12, the final track on Straight Up, which is the great It's Over. But I know exactly, this is easy. Ram gets that. Yeah, Backseat of My... It's Over is a great track. It's one of the better songs on that album, and it's almost kind of an epic closer itself. It's like a really great closing track, but Backseat of My Car? Okay. Let's tally this up here. So Ram got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh shit, and Badfinger got 6. You know what? It's a tie. Yeah. It's a tie. Ram and Badfinger, they get to share the trophy. You know, as it should be. They're both great albums. I really hate to see either of these albums get slaughtered. And you kind of almost think going in that one of them would get slaughtered, but Again, if you guys don't know, if you're a Beatles fan, but you haven't really checked out stuff like Badfinger, especially if you haven't heard the Straight Up album, oh, come on. please go listen to the Straight Up album. It is absolutely great. Initially produced by George Harrison. George Harrison went in to produce the album for them. Then he had to pull out to go basically tend to the concert for Kampuchea, the Bangladesh concert, and when he pulled out, they brought Todd Rundgren in. So half the album's produced by George Harrison, half the album's produced by Todd Rundgren. At Abbey Road air their best collection of songs. All right, thank you everybody for watching these track versus tracks and all my videos and all the singles of the year videos and all that stuff, and all the people who have subscribed. I thank you. I just bonked my mic. Sorry about that. That probably got you right here. But if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. But if you do subscribe, click the little bell, because you're going to want notifications, unless you don't want notifications. And, you know, like and comment and all that kind of stuff, and come back later on this week. Come back on Thursday, because Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Voigt are going to be back here in the world famous As It Should Be studios. We're going to be doing our singles of the year, our next installment, which is 1992. Yep, we're getting into the thick of the 90s, and things are going to get treacherous. I can feel it. I can feel it. And all right, anyway, thank you guys, everybody, and I will be seeing you guys on Thursday. Take a fucking drink of my tea here. Tasty peppermint tea, all right?